Hey guys, doing? It's Andrew at FloryPB, and this has been a long time in the making to get this video going. This winter's been crazy for me with actual work, and been a very stressful, very long winter so far. But hopefully now I'm home and back on track on this stuff, and I don't need to spend so much time out and about with my real job. So this is gonna be the install video of the new 2K2 board into an Intimidator. Jordan from 5 Star Paintball, big shout out to him. He did a video, awesome video. He's an awesome dude. I like working with him with some of this stuff. I send him some stuff every once in a while, let him just look at it and get his opinion of stuff, which I really appreciate. And he lives not that far from me, which is pretty cool too. But so this is a LCD 2K2 LCD Intimidator. This one's a Texas Storm. But this board will work with a GZ frame, a 2K2 LED frame, or a 2K2 LCD frame. There's a couple different ways to use the board. I'll get into the board as we go. You'll notice the casing has changed. I'm switching from the soft casing to this aluminum casing. This is a couple of reasons. One of the biggest issues that I have every once in a while is when I ship a board somewhere, if it gets scanned through an x-ray, sometimes I put them in the right Mylar bag, but sometimes the chips die. The chips just get blanked out from an x-ray or something like that. So I'm taking like a page out of Virtue and I'm putting them now in an aluminum can, so it prevents, hopefully, the chips from dying at random every once in a while like they were doing in shipping every so often. So it has new tins for that. Another benefit of this is USPS has upped their rates on shipping items, so this I can put in a flat rate envelope and not a small flat rate box, which is like a 50-cent savings. And when I count that this costs like 30 cents less to make than the soft case was, it's like a 70-cent saving, which like offsets the new price of the chips themselves. So I'm doing what I can to kind of fight inflation and keep my pricing in the range that it always is without, gouging pricing on anybody. So we're switching over to this case. I really like this case. It's a hinge case. In it, we're going to have the board. I'm going to have this button that I am currently making to operate with the board if you choose to use it or if you need to use it. We're going to have our new LED, which plugs into the board. The screws you need for the board. And our manual is now a two-parter, which I'll go over that in a future video. But I still want to keep the case, I want it to be recyclable, and I still want it to be useful, because I think some people are getting some good use out of the initial casing. So you can still store stuff in there, it stores easy, and I'm pretty happy with it. I'd like to hear you guys' opinion of it. So we will pull the board out. I'll put that in the case too. Okay, so next, I'm just going to check, make sure this original one works. So I have the switch on. I have stuff on my screen. If I press the membrane pad, it works. So I know the original one works. I have a working membrane pad, which is important to this particular setup. I already took the screws out of the frame. So we're going to carefully take this up because we don't want to damage the membrane pad. Unplug that, and I'm gonna do both setups for this. So this first setup only applies if you are using the switch, which if you have the ability to use the switch with the working membrane pad, you should. It's going to save you battery. So we're going to keep the switch in position. We're not going to use my button that I provide, and we're going to use the membrane pad to turn the marker on and to work the eyes. So we're going to do that setup first, and then we'll do the setup with my button. So first I'm going to take the battery out. I'm going to take the board out with the one screw. Get it loose. Put that in the tray. Next I want to take the ribbon cable off. So I'm going to slide up. Just slide that out. And now I have the 12-point and the 14-point harnesses below me. I'm going to just take those off and leave those in place. Now with the board out, I want to just make sure my wire management is good. So I'd like to just gently tuck my wires in. Nice as I can. Make sure that that's all okay. If you can, it's nicer to sneak them all down next to the solenoid. Just keeps them tight like that. And now your pins are going to be there. And just make room like we can for the board. We're going to now pop out our original LED. You can kind of just push it out from the back. Personal preference, I kind of like to flip it up into there and hide it up there, but you can put it anywhere you want. My hose is gone there, so it doesn't really matter. Now we're going to take our new board. I'm going to plug in the new LED harness to it. I'd like to tuck this up like that. Just get it out of the way. I'm not going to take it out. You could take out the LCD screen, but you don't have to. I'll put the two harnesses back in. Make sure my wires are going where I need them to. And make sure I can lay nice and flat. I'm going to take our screw. And we'll reinstall. And everything's nice and tucked away, nice and flat. Make sure I have room for my battery. I do. Let's put the battery back in. Put that down. So we have two pieces here to deal with. We still want our membrane pad. We want our LED switch, or LED. So I'm going to just tuck that up into the lower tube there. Nice and tight. And then the only connection we have left is that one. So we're going to connect our membrane pad again. Make sure it all fits in there. And boom. So now we have our switch. And the way I have this set up is the front button right now. That's going to be your choice. So I'm going to turn it over. And then bang. So we're on. Bolt. Force shot. I'm going to turn the eyes off. It's the rear button. Or a quick press on the front button also turns the eyes on and off. So we're going to just hold the front button until I turn it off. Now, if you don't like that and you want the rear button to be your power and your front button to be your I button, all you have to do is take this 3-pin, flip it over, and put it in the other way. And now your rear button is your power and your front button is your eyes. So that's just your personal choice, whichever way you want to do that install. And to kill power, you can just kill power with that. And when you kill power, you don't have a battery to deal with. Again, you can always short these. I don't know which one that is. I don't think the coating on this Allen's good for that. But you can short that because that's all you're really doing with the membrane pad is you're shorting to ground. So that is the first install of the board if you want to use it in an LCD configuration and you have a working membrane pad. That's the most optimal if you want to keep it looking very original. And you want to keep your original stuff in there, and you don't want to deal with taking batteries out to stop consumption. So let's switch over to the next method, which is you have a GZ Intimidator or an LED frame, or you have a broken membrane pad. I have this button that I have made that replaces the switch. It's just a push button. And this thing is, I'm kind of proud of this. It was definitely an adventure to make this part out of 3D printed parts and circuit board parts and everything, but I'm very happy with how it turned out. This, say we don't have a membrane pad, we'll just tuck this in. This is going to go into the 2-pin slot here. Easier doing the board's not installed. Put that in the 2-pin slot here. And now this will turn your marker on and off. Put your switch on. Have you hold that. It'll turn it on and do a quick push. And you can turn eyes on and off with that. So this is going to install where this switch is. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to turn the switch off right now. I'm going to take out the switch. And we're just going to tuck the switch somewhere in the frame. Wherever you can fit it, that's going to work for you. Which we would probably have room right down here. So you're going to want to turn the switch to on. Push it to the right and make sure it's on, or else this isn't going to work. Now we'll take this pad and we'll wrap this thing up in here. I'll put that in its place. You're going to need the screws I provide. I have 2 tiny screws. One. Just tuck that down in there and leave it on. Give that just a test, make sure everything's working. And then bang. Instead of a switch, you have a button now. That turns it on and off. And turns your eyes on and off. That turns it off. Turn the eyes off. And if we go into programming mode, we're in programming. Get out of that. And that would be both methods to install this into a 2K2 or a classic style Intimidator. A Gen 1 classic or a Ripper with a classic frame on it also fits in there. Any 2K2 frames it fits in. GZ frames and the 2K2 LED frames as well. So those are both options for you if you need to use the button, it's there. If you can use your membrane pad, I suggest it. It just makes it an easier experience for you, in my opinion. But that is the new 2K2 board from FloryPB. This is Andrew at FloryPB. Thank you for watching.